Hello. Bear with me. I'm still sick. But I wanted to play with some more POSCA pens. Pencils. Pencils! Can I call them crayons? If you didn't know, POSCA pencils are an oil-based color pencil. So different than the more well-known, what is it? Prismacolor? Those are what? Wax-based. Okay. These are oil-based. So it's almost like having a little bit of a mix between an oil pastel and a pencil. Maybe not. But I dread using pencils. Watercolor is really where my comfort zone is at. But I enjoyed it yesterday, and so I want to try it again. We had a little theme here. We had a satanic leaf-tailed gecko, devil's flower mantis, and a koi angelfish. And I feel like that was kind of lost. I feel like people didn't really understand that joke. Another good thing about these pencils is they don't bleed through. Oops. Which the watercolor markers really didn't bleed through at all. They just kind of warped the paper. So I could still draw on the backside if I wanted to. But out of comfort, we're just drawing on this page. I'm right-handed, and it's just more natural. I don't know. Maybe we'll go through it and then turn it around. Ooh. And go the other way. That might be interesting. Another thing I don't really know, and I guess I didn't really have that issue, is like, oh, actually, yeah, there is some purple spotting. So some of it did rub a little bit on here. You can't really tell, and it's still completely usable paper. But it looks like colors may blend into each other. Now, my little story was that I've had these pens since 2022. I was like, oh, let me look at POSCA pencils. And then Amazon was like, you last ordered this in 2022. And I was like, what? I never used them. Where are them? And I had to go dig them out. And then the other thing is just, I don't even know what brand this is. Kozan. Non-photo blue pencil. It's what I've been sketching in. No idea what I'm drawing today. I don't have that idea. I want to go look for something colorful. Yeah. Animals are so brown and gray. A crab might be fun. Might be excruciating. They have lots of limbs. Oh, a crocodile. We can make him green. Might be fun. Oh, a basilisk. Okay, there's a thought. Basilisk. Like the lizard. Apparently. That's not all that comes up when you type that into Google. But they have very interesting fins. So they're cool. I guess they run on water, huh? Oh, he's very cool. He very cool. Alright, we'll see what we can do with this. Since I tend to draw from left to right, I always like to find an animal that is facing, a reference facing that way. I can't even see what I'm drawing here. They really kind of have rounded snouts compared to some other lizards. And their eyes are pretty close to their snout here. Tyson, baby, are you screaming at me? Have to hide my eraser from Tyson. This don't erase that well. We're going kind of big with him, I just realized. That might be a mistake. We'll have to mix a lot of different color greens here. Watch, we got plenty of them. These are the colors that they come with. So we have a lot of reds and oranges. I would say most of it is going to be greens. And then kind of small amount of purples and blues. But green's really the prominent color that you get with this set. This is 36 set. Again, these were bought 2 years ago. I don't know if there's been a change to the sets or if they're pretty much still that same. What do his front feet look like? I'm assuming they're just long fingers. Long fingies. Pretty safe bet when you come towards reptiles. We'll fix that in post. All right. You're gonna take up my entire page. He's got super long back toes, though. And then another fin here. You're taking up my whole page. I really don't know how long their tail extends after that fin. I'm assuming that it is still pretty long. Do they fold up their fins? There's so many questions I have about these guys that one picture cannot answer. Some of them have like really big crests here. He's kind of interesting. I've kind of made him look kind of like a dragon. Alright, so greens, blues, reds, no reds. Yeah, orange for the eyeball, but really focusing on the green colors and the blues. I wish I didn't draw him as big. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so I'm going to start with the lightest green. What this guy has. And he's got some light greens going up his fin here. And he has some light greens kind of under his belly, but I didn't really show much of his belly on this. We have green. Green, I think this one's green. 6. So we have green, and then I want the emerald green for the darker areas. And then we want, I think, this blue. So blue around his mouth. Or his bottom jaw is what we have. Maybe even a lighter blue than that. And then he has these interesting spots, actually. So I just kind of want to leave a place for them. And then there's some on his belly as well. And then he has like even some gray, some cool gray. But I really am not happy with that color blue that we picked here. I guess I'm going to work out kind of like the darker, definitely some olive brown on his head. Then a little bit under his mouth here. And then kind of like the end of his toes too. We have this olive color. We'll just repeat it on these ones. Even though I don't actually have a picture of his front feet. I don't know what they look like. Okay. And then this is really the main color of his body. Sort of just planning colors here. lost my green. Lost my real green. It's you. It's alright. Kind of a happy accident there. We believe in happy accidents. And those blue spots I've covered up. Whoops. We knew they was there, and we still dropped the ball. Now I'm kind of just doing my own thing to fill in space. We is definitely not drawing this big again, though. This was a mistake. He's a mess. Alright, gotta think about how we want to do his sail here. I feel like I kind of want to get some of this blue-green going. Just on the more spiky protrusions here. And I may have made his fin a lot bigger than it actually is. You know what, I kind of want to do the light green here towards the bottom. Okay. And then maybe do a little bit more of the darker green along the blue spikes here. And then come back with that blue. Give it a bit more dark blue energy. Dark blue energy. Alright. His legs do kind of go bluer. On top, they seem a lot darker. So we're going to add a little bit of blue, which creates a little bit of a separation between leg and body, which won't necessarily be a bad thing. I'm just kind of blocking in some color here. think we do need to kind of follow this up a bit more. So it can blend his toes into the rest of the green. And honestly, his legs are even got a little bit more of a gray tone to them. So I don't know if I want to try to do that. Because I feel like this green really brightened up that blue more than I wanted it to. I can kind of go with this color. Let's see what this does. This adds some grayness. So yeah, that's kind of what I was looking for. There's kind of blue right here on the thinner part of his belly. This is sort of just becoming a mess of colors. But he's still kind of cool. Hey, it's not horrible. Alright, so we kind of want to do the same thing with this sail, where we have the spikes that are blue. And then we go back with our green. And then what, we got the darker green we came in. And we kind of went this way. And then we got the blue back in here. Went back this way. Yeah. That's kind of what we did there. And then we took that lighter green and we created a little bit of a gradient here to separate it. Now his tail is going to be pretty dark actually compared to the rest of him. So we may continue, well, this. And you know, it's probably that same olive drab at the end of his tail. That tends to be a thing with lizards. Their tails are more of almost like a washed out, like black, dark brown color at the tips. Just from lizards I've had up close experience with. I don't know if that's really true for all lizards, but that seems to be what I have noticed. Okay, let's bring this back in to lighten up this tail. And then we're going to get that blue color back. That dark blue that we had. Because he does kind of like, I don't know if they're meant to be like stripes, but he does kind of have a little bit of a gradient that goes down his tail. And I think it'd be cool to make it stripes. Kind of stripey. Is really like where it's at its darkest, right along here. Okay. He's kind of silly looking. I don't hate him completely. Definitely a little different than I was planning, but you know, these Poscas give me kind of a difficult time. Let's get our black out. Oh, you know, we still gotta do his eyeball. What color is his eye? Like orange? It is. Okay. Um, I like him. I like how he turned out. Green. Basilisk. He kind of takes up the entire page, though. Not my intention. I don't know why I drew him so big. I don't normally draw so big. But he's cool. He's fun. Try to find something a bit smaller. I was just gonna do this one page, call it a day. He's the entire page. Well, since we have a basilisk, I wonder if we should go with like I don't know, other things that might be related to fictional mythical creatures. A unicorn, a griffin. I'm thinking of something a little bit more real though. We could, I don't know, what's a giant squid look like? Like the Kraken. See if that'll be interesting to draw. Squids might be tough, but I was thinking like red color. I guess we don't really see them. So just a regular squid. Not really finding what I want. I'll be right back. I need to blow my nose. Sure, we don't want to hear that. Hi, kitchen. You know what I've kind of been wanting to draw? I kind of want to draw a possum. And I keep forgetting that I want to draw one. Possum. I want a very scary picture. Ugh. Trash pandas. No, that's a raccoon. Possums are just trash gremlins. Is it opossum or possum? I don't know what the correct term is. I really want to find an ugly picture of one. They're really kind of cute. Possum, 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 possum. I kind of like this one. They kind of have this face like they're not really sure what they're doing. This guy is climbing on a fence that I have. With his little grippy claws. Wonder if I should draw the fence. I think that'll be interesting. And then this foot's kind of down. They got kind of small eyeballs. There, now he looks angry. He's like, what the heck? I don't want to be here. I like him. Okay. I do feel like he needs to be a little bit rounder. A little bit plumper. Oh, gosh. Alright, he's easy. He's just gray and white and black and a little pink. We'll do really pink nose and toes and tail, I guess. I don't know if their tails are pink all the way down. But yeah, we'll give him a very pink nose. Some pink toes. And then his pink tail. He's got black ears. So, as usual, we're gonna go with this shade that's not quite black. It's actually a chocolate brown. So that we can go in with black lines. And then it is kind of black at the base of his tail. Like that. And then this light gray. Probably do this light gray all over. I may add a bit more pinkness to his face. But I think we'll start out with this. And then go a little bit darker. Alright, because they kind of have, I don't know what that color is called. Is it like I know animals with that kind of coloration are usually called agoutis, but I don't know if that's what you call that coloration. But like that, where he's like dark underneath, and then he's got white hairs. So it almost gives him a speckled look, like someone blew snow all over him or something. And then he has some on his head, kind of like that. And on his face, kind of like that. All right. Yeah, I think he's looking like a possum. He's actually pretty easy, pretty simple to draw. I'm going to give maybe a little bit of pinkness around his eyes. Kind of blend that in a little. And I think I do need to add a little bit more spikiness to this hair on top. Yeah. And then his fence. His fence, kind of a yellowy color. The fence isn't really that important. I'm a trash panda. Might be kind of tough. Kind of cute. I don't know if I can really come back behind with this white. I don't think it'll do anything. What kind of background though? Kind of want to go with like a pale blue color. Well, heck. Try not to get these all out of order, but sometimes it can't be helped. Where did this pink come from? Actually, no idea. Okay. Background, what was I saying? Blue. Like the sky. I don't know if I can fit anything else on this page. It would have to be super small. Cause that dang basilisk took up the whole page. Some things can't be planned. That's not black. Is it? No. Possum? Alright. Maybe you can fit something small in this corner. I would ideally like to fit something here and something here, but I would need something kind of tall. A flamingo. I really don't know what kind of goes along the theme of a basilisk and a trash goblin. Gremlin, goblin. Excuse me. I guess if we wanted to go with the squid idea, we could still fit that here. Can't really find any pictures of one though. What about a cute little axolotl? We haven't drawn one of those yet. He's kind of cute. I feel like he would fit in the corner here. Or we could do one that's more like long up here. They're such weird creatures. Oh, that one's kind of cool. All right. So I kind of like this idea. And we'll make him real small. He's got his little fins, he's got his little derpy mouth and his little eyeballs. Such weird creatures. He's kind of going up here, and then his like back leg's out here, and the other leg is out here. We gotta do better here. This is like really over here, and this is like really over here. And then he's got gills, don't he? Oh. All right. just because I want to use some pink. Some pink. Actually, there's two different ones. So we got our actual pink. And then we have our peach color. I think that's what we're mainly going to be going between. So really, he's kind of darkest on top, and I think that's where we'll start. Much that isn't unusual for water creatures to be darker on top, lighter on bottom. I just want some pink accents, really. Okay. Oh, shoot. That's really dark, actually. So maybe we'll get a little bit lighter as we go down. And then we need a really bright pink. There we go. Very simple, very easy. Very axolotl. Where is... Very axolotl. I wonder if I should go on top with kind of this color. I don't know if I can actually lighten anything. Yeah, that kind of helps a little. Create some lighter spots. Some more pinky spots. Okay. He's kind of an ugly axolotl. That's alright. Maybe I could draw one better than that in the future. He looks kind of rough. You know, his tail actually kind of goes out that way. I don't know if I can change it here. Kinda. Axolotl. No, axolotl. Okay. Interesting, to say the least. We're gonna do a little green square to go with that pink. Hi, Royal Cat Royal. Sorry, I was in the zone. Laughing at my ridiculous friend here. Green. Oh, I got these all kinds of messed up. Oh, that doesn't go in there. Alright, so green definitely goes in here. This here. Pretty sure this. No, that's what's there. I don't know. Alright, I need one more small little critter to go in this corner. One small little critter. I feel like drawing a crab. I want something shockingly red. Crabs are like red before they're cooked, right? A crab, a crab, a crab. I've never drawn a crab before. Let us try searching live crab. Aha, he's cute. He's cute. I always see those cute small crabs that people keep as pets. They're a specific breed of crab, but I don't remember what they're called. That's what I want. What are you called? You are called a vampire crab? Is that what they're called? Vampire crab. Yes, that is what I want. They have the weirdest little eyeballs. Vampire crab. He's got to be red. They kind of have a purple body, and like some of them have purple claws, but some of them have bright red little claws. They're cute. They're cute. Okay. They look fake. Vampire crab. Vampire crab. Why are you so cute? Vampire crab. Alright, I think we're going to I like this photo, but we're gonna use a different color. Alright. So I think his squat little body will fit okay here. Square little body. We might take a little bit of liberties here with his feetsies. Just because there's a lot to fit on this little page. And they have the weirdest little eyes that don't seem to fit. They seem just tacked onto their head. And then they have their little claws. Have like nostrils here? I don't know, and I don't know what these circles are. I don't know enough about crab anatomy. But I think we can work with that. The legs are the hard part. Okay. So kind of this color I think is what I'm looking for to start with. And then we'll kind of define his legs with this. I'm not even in shot. I've been coloring this whole thing. My bad. I feel like I want to add a little bit of a darker purple. I don't know if I have a darker purple though. I have kind of a blue. But that might be bad. Let's add it to this spot first, because we know we want this to be a little bit darker. And then we want his little things here to be a little bit darker. And then maybe we could just add it lightly. And then go back over with that purple to kind of seal the deal. Alright, don't hate it. I do want a little bit more blue in his legs here. And then the darker red to go with his pincers. Pincers. Guess I want to kind of make his very bottom here blue. All right. And then he needs his bright yellow eyeballs. I think he looked good. My little vampire crab friend. You do need your eyes to be kind of in a little bit of a socket thing here. Okay. All right. Where's my black? Black. There's my black. Okay. So Kind of cute. I'm thinking kind of maybe a light purple box for him. There we go. Kind of cute. Get a closer look at this. We got our green basilisk, our possum, our interesting little axolotl, and our king crab. And I lost focus. Come on, come back. Everything that we've created on Tyson Eats Paintbrushes. Should we keep going? My only problem is I don't know what to draw ever. Alright, I like this guy. He's a dormouse, and I like blueberries. So we might go that direction. We'll get to use some yellows and oranges. I'm trying to figure out where his feet are. Ah! My picture disappeared. Go back. Ah! There he is. Okay. I need a good blueberry color. Uh-oh. If I can find my tray. I think we should start with the blueberries. Blueberries. I'm gonna fill in with this color first. And then come back with this blue color. Darken it up a little with some of this. Those are cute enough blueberries. Now, let's do some of those loaves. Huh. We're not focusing very good, camera. Now I want the dullest brown that I've got on these branches. And I think I'm gonna do the branch a little, kind of to outline it. And then we'll start focusing more on the mouse. And I may have chosen a bad color for the branch only because our little mousy guy might blend in a little. But we're gonna do him with mainly orange and yellow. So I think we're gonna start off with this very light yellow here. And then we'll build up the brown. I kind of lost where his other foot was. I think it's right here. Okay. I don't think I've got to use all orange. I'm just gonna kind of build up some areas with this brighter orange. And then, what would be a good, I don't know if this color would be good. Let's see what it looks like here. That might be too dark. Maybe this color. That's doing something. And then maybe even add a little bit darker of a brown up here. A little bit dark of a brown around his cheeks. Just in places where it would be a little bit darker. Definitely right here. And then his back is a little bit darker than everything else. Sort of lost the detail I had there. That's all right. Wish I could bring back some more lightness in some of these areas, but I don't think that'll quite work. It kind of does. Not perfectly, but we can work with it. Alright, now his feetsies, I want to be a little bit pinky. Alright, his feetsies are over here. And maybe a little bit on his nose and in his ear. Now, gonna get his little chocolatey brown eyes. Cute. I don't know if this will work here. A little bit. Making a mess of these colors, but I suppose that's okay. Get you out. He's small, but cute. All right. Mm-hmm. A canary. Canary. If we want to add more yellow. Budgies are cute too. I need to sneeze. Excuse me. Aardvarks are interesting. I need more colorful animals, though. Aw. Okay, so I was looking for colorful animals, and I found a very cute thing called a rose maple moth. If you're not scared of bugs, they're pretty cute looking. Pretty cute looking. Alright, let's get some colors out here. Really bright yellow. But then the wings are a little bit duller. I don't know if it's just because we're looking at the underneath side, but they're not as bright. And then we need bake, 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 bake. We'll do the duller pink underneath the wings to start with. Oopsie, wrong yellow. And then, I don't really have a good pink for this guy. So we'll just kind of have to wing it. Ha! Jokes. I'm just kidding. That was a bad joke. But we do have a lot of purple. I mean purple. Pink. I know my colors. A lot of pink. And then I don't know if it's like brighter yellow underneath here, but where can I get a brighter? Well, I guess I could go with kind of a fuchsia color. Maybe. Just a little bit. Just to add some accent to it. Okay. And then whatever it is that we're perched upon. Alright. He's cute. We want to keep this very fuzzy. Cute. A colorful animal we could draw as a peacock, but I really don't want to draw the peacock tail. Sounds horrifying. A parrotfish. kind of a cute idea. Draw a bunch of different colored parrotfish. I wonder if that's like their real colors or if they're like modified. I don't know. We may end it there. I can't really think of anything. Maybe I just need to get up and walk. We'll do that. We'll take a short potty break. So, overall impressions of these POSCAs. As far as colored pencils go, I really enjoy them for colored pencils. I'm not a colored pencil person though. Not my go-to art supply. I said that before. But I kind of enjoyed using these. I haven't yet tried to sharpen any of them. So I should probably at some point do that. And I do have a nice sharpener, but these leads are kind of soft. Again, they're oil pens, so I do worry that just sharpening them, they're just gonna like break or something. I say they're soft, but maybe they actually aren't. I kind of want to do like a really... Oh, you know what? My favorite kind of goldfish. Oh, what are they called? They're really round, fat ones. The ranchu? Ranchu? Some of my favorite goldfish. If you don't know what they are, they're kind of like these really round, fat goldfish. Hi, Pigeon. Hi, Pigeon. Pigeon has her own channel. She's a cat. If you can't tell by the completely black screen. Yes, my love. So I found this picture, but it's not like a full picture, so we may have to combine some pictures here. But I liked this little open mouth that he has. And Ranchus kind of have these bubble heads. Some of them do anyways. This picture of the Ranchu that we have is got a very big bubble head. Then they got their round bodies. And then they kind of go down this way and have their tails. They're so ridiculous looking. And our little friend here is going to have lots of red, or lots of orange on his head. Ooh, we're going to do some darker reds at the bottom of their bubbles. And then the rest is kind of going to get filled in with yellow. Kind of an orangey yellow. Excuse me. Now we're probably still going to have a little bit of yellow. Kind of in a scaly type formation, maybe some on his fins. And then we're going to go in with this kind of yellow color. And then the rest of him is just going to be white. Where's that white I used earlier? Kind of gray. I don't want to blend too much because we kind of want to keep that little bit of texture to him since he is scaly. And then we need a dark color for the inside of his mouth. Then his eye. And then the rest of his eye is going to be red colored. Okay. Losing focus. But I like what we got. Come on, bring the focus back. Oh, he looks ridiculous now. He looks dumb. Oh gosh. That's Tyson, the one who eats paintbrushes and pencils and anything he can get his hands on. Usually just wants attention. And we love him for it. All right. What did I do with my black? There we go. That's what I need. Missing a color. There we go. Are you trying to get inside of my hoodie? What are you doing? Alright. Okay. I think one more big animal to finish up this page. We can do it. We can do it. Not only are we talking about art stuff, we are learning about different animals. What more could you need? Insects, rodents, reptiles, goldfish. We are kind of missing a rodent from this page. But, you know, he kind of took up everything. Amphibians, crustaceans. We haven't done any birds, though, no? No birds. Okay, so we might go with a bird then. I've kind of been avoiding it. Birds, as beautiful as they are, I tend to find them slightly boring because they're all just these round shapes with beaks. So I like to find interesting looking birds. I mean, a toucan might be kind of interesting. We can mess with his colorful beak. They do have lots of colors. A bee eater. He's kind of cool. The golden pheasant is cool. Alright, what are you? New Zealand has the strangest birds. Let me say that. That one's pretty. What are you? That is not a peacock. He's an interesting bird. What is he? I don't know why none of these actually just say what the birds are. It's kind of annoying. Sikkim? What is a sikkim? That's Tyson ignoring me on the chair next to me when I don't make room on my desk, his desk. Sick'em bird. No, that's not what that bird was called. I got lied to. Okay. I found two really interesting birds, but I can't find the names for them. Oh, it's so infuriating. Alright, you're an interesting bird. What are you called? The Nicobar pigeon. Let's see if that's an actual thing. Nicobar pigeon. We love a pigeon here. Okay, he's interesting. He's got like this weird mane. I don't know how well we can draw him. Let's see what kind of pictures we can find. He must be a ground pigeon. I really only want to draw like his main part. His head and mane. His feathers are interesting and very like noticeably individual because they're like each a very different iridescent color. It's very pretty. All right. Give me a photo where he is nicely framed. Oh. I know this is just the sketchbook, but sometimes, I see other people's drawings and I'm just like, ugh. Ugh. Why are mine so crappy? They're not. They're great. I love them. They make me happy. That's an interesting pose. I don't think that would read well, though. Come on. I think the biggest thing is to just start with his head. And then we'll kind of see where things go. Because I do mostly just want his head and mane in here. Then He's got like a weird little proboscis. I don't even know what you call that. But it's a weird little thing on his nose. And then the rest of him. Where we will show some feathers here. Now it's a very bluey gray. So I think what I'll do is I will do gray to start with. Oh, maybe this green. That might be too green. Yeah, that's too green. I think I'll do like this lightly here. kind of a mess. Now, green. And then brown. Brown. He's kind of ugly, actually. Not my best work. What is under this? Ugh. Shit. I mean, oops. I had something under my paper. What was this guy called? The Nicobar Pigeon. Not my most finest work, but he'll do. What is a color I haven't really used? We'll do this. He could be worse. I realize how much I shake the table. I never really thought about it. All right. Ah. All right. There we go. We have completed 2 pages today. If you stopped in, said hi, I appreciate that. If you watch my videos later and just chill, I also appreciate that, you know? I would love more like interaction, but we're not really at the place where we've got enough followers to sit and chat. And who knows, we may never get to that place. But I still enjoy sharing along the process. So, just as a reminder again, we did today's episode with POSCA Pencils. And let's see all that we created today. Our green basilisk, our axolotl, our possum, our vampire crab, our dormouse, our rosy maple moth, our ranchu goldfish, and our Nicobar pigeon. Lots of color. I love it. And until next time, hope you created something yourself. It's just good to have that practice. Take that time. And as we say, build up your artistic vocabulary, as in, you know, use of colors and drawing and pencil and shapes and all that good stuff. We're not perfect. We just want to create art. That is it. Thank you. Sorry about that. Okay, that's it. Goodbye.